The last time I was in Iloilo was 10 years ago. It's hard to believe it was so long ago, as I still remember that journey very clearly in my mind. And I remember that experience as one of the nicest I've had. I've always wanted to come back. When I was invited by the University of the Philippines, Visayas in Iloilo to give a lecture about Philippine comics, well, saying no was the furthest thing from my mind. I've been on planes probably more than 20 times at this point, but my fear of flying never really went away. I always imagine what it must be like in a crashing plane. The feeling of helplessness as you wait to die, saying goodbye furiously in your mind to everyone you love who will be left behind. I'm never scared enough to the point of not getting on the plane, because I do. I always do. I just strap myself in and just let the pilot and God take care of the rest. I would be in Iloilo for around 24 hours. I would arrive the day before the lecture and head back to Manila and eventually home to San Pablo as soon as the lecture and open forum finishes. To give you an idea of how far I need to go, this is where San Pablo City is, my hometown. This is Iloilo. I was greeted at the airport by my friend Ogie, his daughter Ella, and her friend. We grab a bite to eat, and then they show me this giant chicken, believing that it would hold great significance for me. And they were right. I loved it, needless to say. At the hotel a while later, I settled in, reflected on my trip I've had so far, thankful that the plane didn't crash, and glad that it's starting to be another nice experience. After reviewing my lecture for the following day, I turned in early, exhausted. It's a good thing I set my alarm for 6 in the morning, because a short time later I was called on the phone by Professor Hurilla of the UP Visayas, telling me that he will soon be picking me up for breakfast. He was at the airport picking up another lecturer who turned out to be Benji Marasigan, the professor who invited me to teach at the College of St. Benilde in Manila. After breakfast, we took a short walk to the university nearby. At the office, we were introduced to the staff, and I took a tour of the campus. The lecture went very well. There's something about imparting knowledge that I didn't fully appreciate before. It's probably why I hesitated so much to do it before. But now I look back and think of how much I had missed. I love comics. I love Philippine comics. Sharing this appreciation with people, young artists, professionals, and even older people, to me, it's a very satisfying thing. It was truly great meeting all these people, listening to their thoughts on comics, answering their questions, and I for one wished that we had more time. Just as discussion was getting more interesting, it was 3 in the afternoon, and I had to go and head back to the airport so I can catch my flight back to Manila. Getting on the plane this time around didn't feel as frightening as the day before. In fact, I actually didn't think much of it. Perhaps it's because I had such a great experience that it's overwhelmed whatever negative feelings I may have had about flying. Ironically, I've long thought about what I would want to do if I had superpowers. And every time I ask myself that question, there is really only one answer I can give each time. I would love to fly. Many thanks to Augie, Ella Sortida, and her friend for helping me get around town and for the companionship and friendship they have given. Thanks also to Professor Jonathan Hurilla and staff, and the UP Visayas for inviting me. I would certainly love to do it again.